So, 8 weeks ago, I decided to order a rear rack for a top box for the Zoomer. Always had one of most of the bikes I've had. It's quite handy. Now, I know the Zoomer's low powered and it's not going to take a lot extra weight, but you know, I'm just thinking of a small top box, be handy to stick my lunch stuff for work in rather than having to carry a backpack on my back. So, impossible really to get one in this country. I just couldn't find one anywhere, either second hand or new. So the option was to go to Webbike in Japan. Now, I'd read a couple of things, and I think somebody got in touch with me to say that sometimes their carriers don't exactly fit the UK Zoomer. Now, I don't know if that's true or not, but excuse me. So you take a bit of a chance, but the one I selected was only £42, which wasn't a lot of money. Now, okay, you had to pay the postage as well, which was about another 15-20 quid. But overall, I thought, well, it's a fair price for a rack, and if I want one, it's the only chance I'm really going to get one. So I had to place the order with Webbike in Japan. They then had to go to the manufacturer to get it. It all took a bit of time, but that was fine because they explained all that all through the process. It was updated really well. There was no problems at all. And then I got a notification about a week ago that the parcel had arrived in the UK. Then I went through customs, and I was then told that it was going to sit there until I got a letter because I had a small customs payment to make, which I thought, fine, no problem. The days rolled by, no sign of the letter, and suddenly today, up turned the box. Now, as you can see, there's a label on this saying I'm due £23.87 customs, which I was expecting. Somebody's also stamped it paid, so I don't know who's paid it. Unless the post office just got fed up holding it and people not responding and just mark them as paid for small amounts. I don't know. I may get a bill in the post, but since I've already got the goods, I don't think there's much they could do to enforce it. It also says on the box, this package cannot be delivered until the charges are paid. Well, it has been. So I haven't opened it yet, so let's just see what's in it. Now, as I say, this might not fit exactly on the bike. In fact, it won't fit exactly on the bike anyway because I've got the built-in seat cover plastic, so I'm going to have to adjust them slightly anyway. I know that, so I'm expecting that. Hopefully the frame is pretty close to what I need, but I've got bits and pieces at work. I can always cut a bit of metal if I have to, or a wee bracket or something. That's not going to be too much of an issue. But anyway, let's just open the box and see. Often we get parcels from Japan. Let's see what's in here. So, packing, it's all nicely packed, and inside the box we have one rear rack. Now, take it out the cellophane. What's that bubble wrap stuff? Can't. One rear rack for the Zoomer. Now, at first glance, that looks okay. I don't see why that wouldn't fit. Obviously, we'll take it down and we'll give it a quick test on the bike. You get the rack, and I'm assuming you also get something heavy in here. 2 bolts actually, why would you get 2 bolts? Well, there's 2 bolts anyway. Yep, 2 bolts. Of course, 2 bolts for this bit because this goes into the seat frame anyway, which the bolt is obviously already there. And yeah, the seat frame. So there we go. One rear rack arrived from Japan. Nice, not particularly heavy, but it seems, you know, sturdy, well made. So what we'll go down and do now is just have a quick sort of check of how it's going to fit on the Zoomer, and I'm probably not going to do the work on it tonight. I'm off on holiday soon, so I'm sort of saving these jobs until holiday time comes around when I get a bit more peace and quiet. So, arrived from Japan, Webbike, great service, no problems at all, solid looking bit of kit. We'll now go and see if it actually fits on my Zoomer, and I shall report back. Okay. So the second part of the top box operation arrived today. We've had the rack, which came from Japan. The top box itself came from slightly nearer to home and arrived today. A company called DBS, who work off eBay, and the top box came to the grand total, including delivery, of £19.99. And there it is. One black top box. I got the sort of smallest size without being ridiculous because, let's face it, it's not a big bike, so you don't really want a huge rear box. 2 keys. And there we go. One Bike Tech top box. Inside should be a base plate, bolts, everything you need to attach it to the rack. $19.99 delivered, and it's a fairly solid little thing. It'll do fine. How on earth they can do that? Anyway, we've got the rack, we've got the top box. Now we've just got to fit it all together, and that's going to be the next part of the plan. Okay, so this morning we're going to start we're going to fit the rear rack. Now I've already bolted on the top box plate because I think that'd be much easier to do before you install it than after. So there's my rack with the plate installed. So this is just basically going to sit onto here, and these holes will connect to the seat bolt here and also on the other side. Now of course if I didn't have the plastic seating that would be a 5-minute fix, but I have got the plastic back. Now this back bit might have to come off because I don't know if I can adapt that enough to allow the slider to go through without affecting this screw here which holds the back section on, so I might have to lose the back here. But anyway, we're going to see how we get on. Other than that, it should be pretty straightforward, and then we'll see how it looks when it's finished and bring the top box down. So first of all, we need to get those rear seat bolts out and take that back bit off and just see how it's going to fit. So that's the next operation. Okay, well I'm going to have to make a slight adjustment here. I don't know if you can see that, but this angle here, that's not sitting flush, which it should do, whereas the other side is. Now that's a bit odd. So what I'm just going to do is just file this down a bit. So hopefully it's just a fraction off going through the bolt hole. I'm going to file this little edge here down a bit, possibly just knock that in a little bit. So it should just be the fraction it needs to get in there. That's the only thing wrong with it. Well, that was a bit more of a struggle than I expected, but with a bit of filing down on that side, loosened off all the bolts on the box, we've got it in. I tell you, it's not going anywhere, that's for sure. It's a tight fit, but it fits. Now I've also hacksawed away some gaps here on the back plastic panel, so that now fits nicely back in, which I'm quite pleased about because I thought I was going to lose that. So that still fits, and we have the top box rack in place. Now just one word on this top box, just in case any of you like to take your top box on and off a lot. Now this attaches, obviously goes through a gap at the back here, but it then actually screws down on to the base plate. Now that's fine with me because I never take the top box off anyway, but if you're somebody who wants to take your top box on and off a lot, this might not be a good option, because you'd have to keep unscrewing that and doing it back again. Personally doesn't bother me, but I just thought I'd mention it in case it's not suitable for somebody else. So anyway, top box on. I think it's neat enough that it doesn't interfere with the scooter. I think it looks quite good. Quite happy with that. Another project completed.